This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/listen.
We're BetMGM Sports and Casino. We know things aren't always golden. That's why we offer you the tools to keep your place safe. Set timeouts to always ensure you take a break when you feel like you need it. Set reality checks so you know exactly how long you've been playing. And set deposit limits to help control what you spend. Stay golden with BetMGM. Play responsibly.
18 plus.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by AMG Logistics, with myself, Paul Hipkiss. I'm joined by the one and only Mark Meredith, all the way from Dallas in the US of A.
Good evening, all.
The one and only Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Robe Mark Adams.
Good evening, everybody.
The Chairman Alan Watton.
Hello.
And last but not least, Mr. Chris Browne.
Good evening, everybody.
Who?
A very eventful week went by since our last show, and obviously the first defeat for us at Bolton, which feels like in an eternity, followed by the scramble for Wembley tickets, which is still ongoing. And then obviously a nice win at home to Lincoln on Saturday, 1-0. Claire, do you want to start us off? I believe you was at Bolton, wasn't you? So start us off and give us your thoughts on Bolton. And I think the changes, obviously, along with the amount of games and injuries and stuff, it all took its toll on us, it didn't in the end. And I think the biggest, like I said on the Monday night, it's almost like I was psychic. My biggest concern was having to change the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think, well, last week was just a random week, to be honest. Bolton away, it took us ages to get there. First of all, the traffic was horrendous. Then when we did get there, some people wanted the tickets, and then the tickets were running late. So it just seemed like a continuous cycle of something was going to go wrong. And then when we got there, I think Bolton were fired up. They knew what they needed to do. They were just outside the playoffs. They wanted it more. You could tell that they'd had a bit of a rest. We looked tired from the off. I mean, to be fair, the first half, I thought that we played quite well. I thought we dominated. Yeah. And I thought we took the lead, and I thought, actually, we deserved the lead. And I mean, Hansen was playing well, great goal. I mean, he absolutely blasted that. Yeah. And we looked in control. Then all of a sudden, you could tell that the back line were a bit shaky. You could tell that they kind of didn't trust Bailey in goal. And I just think that first goal, I mean, we were down the lower tier, and it's just one of those that a goalkeeper should just not let in. It reminded me of when Randolph used to let in them from the near post. He just shouldn't have gone in. And I think from then on, they had the impetus to go forward and to attack. They looked quite good. They had the crowd behind them. I mean, it was their biggest crowd that they've had all season. And I just think that we just looked a bit tired, a bit jaded. We tried, we huffed and we puffed, but we just couldn't get there. We just couldn't get another goal. And then obviously they scored. And I just think that it's a game that you kind of just want to forget and move on. Were we in the game? Yes. Could we have won it? Yeah. But I just think that with all the games we've had, I mean, compared to other teams around us, we've played 50 more games already. So hopefully, with the international break, and even just keep rotating it. We've got players coming back from injury. Yeah. And you can tell we missed Led, we missed Keshi, we missed Allsop. And then obviously on Saturday, it was a whole different ball game on Saturday. As soon as Allsop came in, you could just tell at 2:00, everyone was like, Allsop's back. Oh, thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
But again, I think it was one of those games where they were in the low block. They huffed and puffed. I mean, they didn't have a shot on target, did they? So how they think they can draw the game, I don't know. But again, we have a penalty. It was a Stonewall penalty, and Keshi Anderson made the difference, I think, when he came on. But I do think we miss a bit of pace. I think we just miss that little extra behind. I think sometimes we miss that. When Anderson came in, all of a sudden he stuck out wide, but then he did float in a little bit more. And I think on our right-hand side, we did struggle. Nothing against Billick or Gardner Hickman or anything like that. I just think that we do miss some pace and just something. But, I mean, out of the last 4 games, 3 wins and a defeat, you can't go wrong, can you, really?
No. I think for me, last Tuesday was pure evidence, wasn't it, of how important Allsop is to us with and without the ball. You know, we're so much more confident passing it around the edge of our own penalty box like we do with Allsop in goal than what we were last Tuesday night against Bolton. And, you know, like you said, Claire, they look a little bit anxious. They looked a little bit, you know, uneasy with the changing goalkeeper. I'm not blaming the defeat all on Peacock Farrell, though. I mean, he pulled off one good save, didn't he, at 0-0? It was a one-on-one and he saved it well. But, you know, I just think, obviously, other than the obvious, keeping the ball out of the net, you know, it's just that sort of presence as well, and the command, that how commanding Allsop is in his penalty box compared to Peacock Farrell. And
I think it makes you nervous when, so for example, Allsop, when he's got the ball at your feet, you know he's going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think Bailey lets it go really close to his goal line and then do it. And I mean, against Bolton, we had Alfie out front for majority of the game. And we were just launching it. And they've got 6'4" against Alfie May. He's probably similar height to me. He's not going to win it in the air. While when Dukey came on and Stano came on, it did add a little bit more to it. But like, I think Hanson's played well since he's come back.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice to see Billick come in, and you know, I mean, Cochrane, I don't know what they feed him, but how he's playing every single game. And at some point, I just hope he doesn't burn out when we read like for the final or anything like that. But Bolton deserved the win. They went for it. They had a go, and they just deserved it. And then obviously against Lincoln, I think we did. So we just move on to another 2 big games, really.
It's probably come at a good time, actually, because, you know, it sort of sets out the complacency, if you like. We're just going to keep winning every single game. You know, complacency will start to set in, and we might just get a more important game that we end up losing, you know. So it's important to do it. And if you're going to do it, then it's not a bad time. It's never a good time to lose, don't get me wrong. But with plenty of games to go, and we're almost at the business end of the season now, you know, we want to go off into the sunset and win it by over double points and beat the points record, which I think was 106, was it?
106 is the overall points record for the AFL, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to beat that, you know, and let's go on a run now till the end of the season and stay unbeaten. But congratulations as well to Chris Davies for finally winning Manager of the Month as well. And, yeah, I mean, I said last week how that was unbelievable, didn't I? And lo and behold, he goes and wins it as well. So
it's a joke it's taken so long, though, so I'd love to know what the criteria is to actually win.
Not be Birmingham City manager and not spend a lot of money. That's the criteria. You know. And I think they got to the point where they're like, actually, they've played 7 games this month. I think we might as well give it to him, because
it's a joke, though, that it took them so long. When you look at the run we've been on, the amount of teams that we've been up against that have been top half of the table, and yet he still hasn't been recognised until February. I mean, at the end of the season, right, this will be it's prediction. We'll put this out to our viewers as well, right? So how many of our team, or will Chris Davies get into the season's team? So when the EFL put it together at the award ceremony, how many Birmingham players will be in there, and do you think Chris Davies will be the manager? There you go. There's a question for everyone.
Hard to answer, isn't it? Because I don't know about you guys. I don't watch much else League One other than us, you know. So I can't really name many other players in the league. And I said the other day, didn't I, the sooner we're out of this division and we can move on, the better. Because it is, you know, it's nice to win most weeks and go down there and expecting to win more. But at the same time, you know, we want to be playing at a high level because we just simply as a club and as a team now as well don't belong here. But yeah, anyway, Mark Meredith, give us your thoughts, mate, on the 2 games, Bolton and Lincoln. Would you have done anything different yourself being a coach? I mean, do you think Chris Davies could take some responsibility for these injuries and, you know, he's burning players out and playing them week in, week out? I mean, Cochrane, Paik and Iwata in particular, and Clara, have all played pretty much 90. I mean, Cochrane's played 100% of the games, hasn't he? But the rest of them, 98, 95, 98%, something like that.
I think it's really tough because you've got players that obviously want to play. Those players being them ones that want to be in the starting 11 each week. They're fit, they're ready to go, they're playing well. So, you know, I think there'd be an argument on both sides. If they got rested, I don't think anyone would really bat an eyelid too much. But then if you start losing games and they're not in the team, then you're going to blame the manager for taking your best players out. So it is a difficult one, really. And I think he's just, you know, he's probably talking to the players on a weekly basis and making sure who's ready and who's not. But going into the games, it was difficult. You know, I agree with Claire. You know, it got to the Bolton game where, to be fair to them, they're the home team. They're fighting for the playoffs. The top of the league comes to town. You raise your game, don't you? You raise your game as a team. You raise your game as your fans. And we looked comfortable first half, got ourselves a good goal, and then obviously made the mistake, which, again, I know Davies came out and tried to protect him a little bit and say, you know, they're the easy goals that have been scored. But again, as a pro goalkeeper, you should be saving those at your near post. And then second half, it was a different game. I think they came out and give it to us, and they looked the better side. So fully deserved win for them on that game. Saturday, was never nervous that we were going to lose the game. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. It was one of those boring 0-0 watches for quite a while, even though we had a lot of possession of the ball. I did get a little nervous that we wasn't going to score as the time went on. But then obviously we got the penalty, and to be fair, full credit to Stansfield. Everybody in the stand thinks he's going to take it, and it looks as though, and from things I've been reading and hearing, that the goalkeeper got in his head a little bit with the ball and said, you know, I know where you shoot and that type of thing. And Stansfield tricked him a little bit and threw the ball backwards to Dowell. And you seen through Stansfield's celebration when he went up to the goalkeeper after laughing that he said, you know, I've got one over on you. So that was a good moment. And to be fair to Dowell, he's gone up there and absolutely smashed that one in the top corner, hasn't he? You can't get a better penalty than what he's taken there, really. So, you know, totally with Claire. You know, it's another 2 wins out of 3. We've got 2 important games coming up again. One of them obviously being our game in hand on Wickham. I know Wrexham play. But yeah, we're just going to keep on winning and not even worrying about the other teams. Like people saying on the weekend, oh, Wrexham have scored late again in the last minute. But you look at it and we won and they drew. So we gained 2 points on them again. So if we just continue to gain points on those people around us, then obviously there's no stopping where we want to go. And wouldn't it be fantastic to go into the Wembley final either promoted already or on the verge of it? It'll change the atmosphere a little bit more.
The nicest thing would be to do it at Peterborough, wouldn't it? And then beat them at Wembley, you know, twice.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
it'd be amazing. I remember back in '95 when we obviously, it was a little bit different then because when we beat Carlisle, we had to really beat Brentford the next game on the Tuesday night, didn't we? To put us in where we was going to be. But yeah, I'd love it to be the fact that we win it on the Tuesday night before and then go to Wembley and celebrate both. But it's going to be a tough ask. I don't expect that. But all we can do is continue winning and then see what happens around us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Robe, anything you want to add, mate? Anything that hasn't been said on both games?
No, I mean, we were talking about the Bolton game, about the goalkeeper. I mean, to be fair, I mean, the players look nervous with it, like we've said. The defence look nervous with him in goal, and that mirrors us as fans. I mean, we as fans are equally as nervous. And it's not digging him out; it's just cold hard facts, isn't it? He's not. He doesn't fill you with confidence, does he?
It's mad to think, isn't it, as well, that he was first choice at the start of the season.
I was going to say, on paper as well. I mean, coming in on paper, you think, wow, you know, he's got a good pedigree, but it just hasn't worked for him at all. So I think we said it the other week. I do think we need a new keeper in the close season.
Sorry, can I just add on to that Robe, while you were saying that, like for me as a coach myself, Peacock Fowler's not a bad goalkeeper. He's not one of the worst we've ever had. He doesn't suit the style that we're playing. He's not good with his feet. We're playing a possession style. But we also have to look at Allsop's comfortableness with his defense and his midfield is down to more game time, more trust, everything being built within games that Peacock Fowler haven't had. So there's that little bit as well. But I think I read that Davis had said that it's like having David Beckham in goal with Allsop because he's got somebody that can use his feet short and long. Yeah, and be comfortable, and that's what we need was in the possession that we have. So
I mean, that's all right. I was going to say that going back to Saturday, I think we mentioned complacency, but I think we as fans, I mean, I've noticed the last couple of home games, the atmosphere has been weirdly flat. Whether we're so used to winning, we're used to winning and scoring goals every week. I don't think we're going to sort of smash teams now for the run-in. As long as we just win games now, it don't matter if it's 5-0, 2-1, whatever. Just get the points on board and let's just go up as soon as possible.
We're still gonna smash one team this season. It still has to happen, and it'll be at the point that we are completely relaxed and everything is done and dusted.
Craig, does that mean you want to see Chris naked again? Is that what you keep saying?
No, the thing is, I don't know whether you've heard. If we score 6, he gets naked. If we score 7, then he gets dressed. So actually, I just want to go for the 7.
Take the 7.
Yeah.
I've
said on here most weeks, haven't I, about night games make a difference and big games make a difference. Is Lincoln at home a big game? Probably not,
No.
Stevenage tomorrow night will probably be the same, although it's a night game. Will be, But then again, if we go 2 or 3 up after half an hour, 20 minutes, then there'll be less anxiety in the ground, and there'll be more people relaxing and enjoying themselves more. Saturday really wasn't really a game wasn't really the most entertaining game in the world, was it?
No, I mean, to be fair as well, I mean, the away fans, I don't like talking about the opposition, but their support was terrible. They came in numbers, but I don't think they sung one song between them.
No. But no,
I heard who the fucking hell's Robe. I mean, that was the one I heard.
What did they say?
Loud and clear. Mark Meredith told me about that one. He was heard on the TV in America and everything.
I absolutely loved it when we were taking a free kick and their player was lying down behind the wall and everyone was singing "Who's the banker on the floor?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant. That was absolutely hilarious.
I thought they were singing about me.
I was just say, I thought they was talking about Robe and that stuff.
And last but not least, Alan, your thoughts, mate?
Well, I sat here last Tuesday night and went with goal up, and we weren't doing anything wrong. They hadn't had a look in, and then we give this stupid goal away, and they walked off the field, been given a football lesson for half an hour probably.
Yeah,
and it's 1-1, and I think that was just, a lift that they couldn't have imagined they were going to get. And fair play to them, they took it on board, and we did nothing. As for our goalkeeping friend, well, I've got nothing to add to anybody said. Other than that, he found himself in a situation for the first time this season where he was the number one, and there was nobody other than the kid. There was nobody below him. It was all down to him, right? Whereas before, when he was number one, he got a very good goalkeeper pushing him and making him play, and he failed then. So when he's got no support, it got worse. But Saturday, my long-lasting feeling about the game was, where do they get these referees? And I'll tell you now, he did technically things that were so wrong, like waiting for somebody to take a free kick on the halfway line and facing the other way. Well, any referee will tell you, if you do things like that, you'll have to get one in the back of the ear hole, because you don't take your eye off the ball. You get in a position where you can see along the line and you can see the bloke taking. And the crowd were getting annoyed because the time wasting was ridiculous. Got worse and worse and worse. And then the first time, I think it was Stansfield, tried to delay the game, he gets booked. We had 3 bookings by half time. We only had, I think, something like 5 fouls given against us, and we got 3 bookings. They had 12 or 13 and got 1. Now, that's crackers. I mean, the penalty, I mean, I didn't think so at the time because I'm a long way away from it. But I've watched it a few times on TV. That bloke took him out at the knee. He never even got a finger wagging, let alone a booking. And I thought, what is going on?
So
I think somebody's got to sit down and sort it out, this time-wasting business.
Sorry, Alan, when you say you was a long way away from it, I presume you was in the main stand and not Sussex?
Main stand, and it happened the other end.
Yeah, you came up then. Yeah, you came up for the game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And I could have probably popped in and bought me Wembley ticket, but no, let's not talk about that.
Oh, go on.
Get it off your chest, Al.
To be honest, I got to a stage, if it wasn't for the kids wanting to go, I'd say stuff them. I really would. I do that trip every other Saturday.
What, to Wembley?
Yeah, I'm quite happy to sit and watch it here on the telly.
The thing is, though, Al, the kids aren't season ticket holders, are they? So you've got to wait.
I know that, but they weren't season tickets old when I took them the last 4. Took them twice to Cardiff, 3 times to Wembley. No problem at all. One season ticket holder. How many tickets do you want? There was a limit. I couldn't have had them all, but I
think that's how they've done it with Peterborough, haven't they? Season ticket holders just get 6 each.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, I mean, first of all, before I go on to the ticket side of things, but I've got to say, there's 2 things that I take away from the games over the past couple of days. The first one, what an absolute joke that today the club have been fined and penalised, along with Bolton, because of the so-called 14-man ruckus at the end, right? I have no qualms whatsoever in the fact that we had some racked-off players who, if they hadn't have shown me a bit of passion at the end of it, you'd question what the hell had gone on. So the sheer fact that they still had the balls to have a go at the end, and yes, a bit of a melee, that's not losing control of your players like the FA have said we apparently did. Just passion. And that's frustration, which I like. And, would we have seen this years ago? No. So has it been installed in the players to say never give up and stick up for each other? Yes. So FA, joke, absolute joke.
I think, mate, one of the problems is that our gaffer has been saying that on interview. He wants his team to be all together and blah blah blah. And if somebody gets a bit of a kick in, everybody. Now, I kept listening to that and I thought, the FA won't like that. He's admitting that he's, doing what we did. And it didn't shock me. I mean, I agree with you that the incident was so trivial. I mean, whoever it was from out, he got pushed in the back and he turned around and had a go at somebody. And it wasn't the right bloke. The bloke that pushed him had cleared off. And he turned around and started pushing the wrong bloke. That's what caused the hassle. And it was a nothing. It was a nothing. But the FA, they listen to these things. We've got to cut this out. And no, it was pathetic. Pathetic, that is.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We've been crying out for players that have got a bit about them, a bit of grunt, a bit of fight. And we see it, and all of a sudden, no, you can't do that. That's not allowed. No, that's terrible. That is. No. It's the game. It's the passion, right? They were hurt, and they still went out. What it is, unfortunately, bit of a scuffle. So what? Nobody got hurt. Nobody walked away with a bloody nose. Nobody got sent off.
And it was the 96th minute.
96th minute. Leave it as it is. Saturday though, we've mentioned about the fans being flat. I do agree. I've got to say, there have been times I have walked out of the ground. We've won a game and I've gone, board. But that's not going to change this season. It's not going to change until we have teams that are going to actually give us a fight, because I think teams are just coming to St Andrews now and they're just rolling over like puppies and saying, come and tickle our tummies, because they know they can't do anything. And I think that this record that we want of unbeaten all season, there is absolutely no reason we cannot do that. And in fact, that's their drive, as well as wrapping up the league, wrapping up promotion, which we could do in the next 2 or 3 games. I think if goes our way, the results. Look at the weekend. Wrexham are playing Wycombe. Who do we want to win? We don't. We want to draw. And we've got a tough game away from home ourselves. Next couple away from home, but we're going to be fine. 11 points clear at the moment. Should be 14 after tomorrow night, because I don't think Stevenage will have anything to stop us. No. And I think
Wrexham play tomorrow as well.
Wrexham play tomorrow, yeah. So, pressure.
Sorry, Craig. I was going to say, potentially, if Wrexham lose tomorrow and draw Saturday, because we could be 19 points clear or something like that.
I think it works out. So
something like that. Something silly like that.
17.
17.
No.
15, I think.
Yeah, 17. We're going to be 6 points
because of Wrexham's extra game.
It's 17 because we're 11 now, aren't we, with the game in hand? So if we win that,
and our goal difference counts as a point.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
It would be nice to see us. I'm talking like last time we was in this division, we beat like Blackpool 7-1.
Yeah.
Would be nice to see that one of the weeks, but I've always said I'd rather have 7-1-0s, but why not be greedy and have both? Have 7-1-0s and 1-7-0 as well.
I still think it'll come. I really, really think we will see it.
Well, we have got Blackpool coming up.
We've got Shrewsbury, right? If there's anybody we owe more than anything, it's Shrewsbury.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mansfield at home.
Yeah.
These games we've played all the top half. The others around us have still got to play teams in and around that area.
Yeah.
And Jesus, we could be Huddersfield and sacking our manager because we're not in the playoffs, but we're only a point behind it. I mean, what a joke this is.
Yeah.
But come on to the tickets. So there's still loads. There are teething problems. There are teething problems. There are problems in the, people's reference numbers have been duplicated. I've had it through members of my OSC that have had exactly the same problem. But we've managed to get it resolved. What I'd say to people is, Friday, when it came on sale to season ticket holders, I believe we sold something like 14,000 seats that day, because it was season ticket holders and everybody, dare I say, went into a little bit of panic mode. Saturday.
You didn't have Thursday, Craig.
No, Thursday was
You've got
worse.
no idea.
Thursday was horrendous, and I will say for people, Thursday, I really feel for them, because these are the guys and girls that are travelling to every game, home and away. And Wembley only opened up a small amount of tickets.
What the hell were they playing at there? What was that?
That was bizarre.
It wasn't even the fact that they have only opened up a small amount of tickets. So the fact, we're really excited to get it. So me and my mum are sat there. I'm at work, and I'm there like my mum's literally logging on. And then you open it up and you get told all of this, we had the whole thing on the website, and we read everything because we thought, do you know what, if we miss something here, we need to know everything. So it's like you can have the whole, basically, wherever you want to sit, you can sit. So obviously everyone's chatting on WhatsApp and everyone's deciding, where shall we go? We're going on Wembley, view my seat. We're deciding whereabouts we want to be. And then you're excited. You're like, right, Wembley ticket day. And then you see 9 blocks. And you go, what?
I haven't even mentioned, Claire, that we waited 14 years as well.
Yeah, and the fact is that, I'm really glad that they finally opened them all. I mean, my mum had to go to the ground to sort it, and fair play to Terry, my good old mate Terry. He was the first person to get the ticket. He queued, he slept over, he wanted to be number 1, and he got it.
He slept the night there?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. He wanted to be number one. And then literally we were there and my mum was trying to find where to get in, and it was just confusing. And I think it was just so much. And it's not the club's fault. If it's Wembley, we get it. But the thing is that we had all the, description of what to do. And then thankfully, and on like X and Twitter, it went absolutely mental. And I think the Blues looked at it. But I'm surprised that we didn't look at that earlier. I'm surprised that it wasn't a conversation, because all of that, rigmarole could have been stopped. So I just think in the future, how I would have done it, thinking a little bit more logically, is you go from the corner flag to, the halfway line. So you go from the opposite corner flag to the halfway line. You open 2 of the blocks. You open the lower tier and the second one, and then you sell them, because surely that's where a lot of people will want to go, isn't it?
It's where the seats have gone.
Yeah, it's where people want to go. But I do think at the moment it is difficult. So, people want to sit next to each other. And I mean, I did see it on X that everyone was blaming Priority 1 for spare random seats.
Oh, yeah.
There was 3,000 of us ish out of how many? 30,000, and then we're getting paid for seats being in the middle.
You're all season ticket holders as well.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. So somebody went, well, what about, are you basically saying to the season ticket holders? And I went, I am one.
Yeah.
So I am one. So I do get where everyone's coming from, and it's a shame because it did kind of spoil the moment slightly, but I'm just glad I got my ticket, to be honest.
Yeah.
What I will say is, I don't think the tickets have stopped. We've still got tickets still available for sale, and I really do believe we'll get more. I don't.
Yeah.
Firstly,
definitely.
Wembley have only given Peterborough 25,000. Now, it's all down to going to be safety. But if they can safely say we can give another 10,000 to Birmingham, then they'll be sold. There's absolutely no doubt in it.
The end of the day, sorry, Craig, I'll say at the end of the day, they're going to milk it because we're not going to be, hopefully, never in it again. So,
not just that, the cut, the chairman of Peterborough said it himself. The cut is equal. Therefore, if we sell 30,000 seats, they get the equivalent of £15,000, tickets worth of sales each. So if we sell 50,000, they sell 25, then Peterborough are actually getting the equivalent of 37,500 fans being there.
Haven't they already sent 10,000 back?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I think last time they only sold 25.
Yeah. They were only allocated. They were only allocated 25,000 this time, but there was talk that 10 would be made available. Now, we haven't sold our own allocation at the moment, so they're never going to say they're going to take any more. But I don't think there's any doubt, for me, I don't think there's any doubt that we could sell 50,000, and I believe we will. What I will say is the fans that are priority, it's key for them to make sure they get the seats. And as long as they, if extra ones are made available and then they say to those fans, look, we've just been given an extra 10,000, we've got some more that would be the equivalent of category 1, 2 and 3 or then let's make sure that everybody that's bought one that's up in the gods, for example, gets the opportunity to move. I think that's only fair. And they have made that statement already, that if season ticket holders buy and then have to wait for somebody to go to general sale, they will reposition people. But let's just make sure that it's done the right way, so that everybody should get their seats. And if there's any problems, bear with the ticket office. I mean, it was incredible. I know people that went down to try and help and support on Friday, and they said it was unreal, some of the things that were being said. We've come down here because we know we'll get our tickets. Why am I being given less priority over somebody on the phone? Well, you're not. the same ticketing system, whether you were logged online at the ground or whether you were logged online yourself at home. Same ticketing system. So everybody got an equal shot at what was available.
Sorry, Craig. I want to take this opportunity to give a personal thanks to the wonderful couple I sit next to, Mark and Vicky. They went down there and queued for... It would have been getting on for 6 hours by the time they actually got to buy the tickets there. But they just had a stroke of luck because they were obviously trying online at the same time as queuing. And they managed to get a breakthrough online, and that saved them probably another hour and a half to 2 hours queuing.
And I've got to say thank you to the ticket office staff and those people that have been working down at St Andrews at Knighthead Park, because they've had to put up with quite a bit of abuse. As well as, they're there to sell tickets.
Yeah.
They're employed to sell a ticket. They're not employed to take abuse.
No.
And that's not their fault. So... Again,
well, there's no restrictive view anyway.
Right.
When people are talking about, do you know what I
view.
mean? Like, even if you are at the top touching the arch, you're going to still see.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
a good
Like, okay, they might be slightly smaller, but
Yeah, it is high up.
High
up, I watched it.
Yeah, I get it is high up, but it's not like, at least it's not like some of these old grounds where you've got a pole in the way, or you were like, do you know what I mean? Or you stood behind, like, if you got someone in front. And also, even if you are standing, say, you'll still hopefully be able to see.
Yeah.
I despaired at some of the questions. I got to be honest. Some of the social media questions was just unreal. Like you say, people just turn up on the off chance. Oh, can I just get one? I haven't got a season ticket, but my mate has. Can my mate just get one for me? And it's like, no, don't work like that.
I know somebody that queued, and they got down there, they got to the front, and the person that was in front of them had queued up for the same amount of time. I went, I'm here for 6 tickets. Yeah, fine. Can I have your 6 reference numbers? Gave the 6 reference numbers. Oh, only one of these a season ticket holder. The other 5 aren't on their lists.
That's what I read.
We thought we'd get them all together. You've been sent an email telling you what priority you're in. Don't try it on, because it doesn't work.
It don't work.
It's not on. And those poor staff then take all the flack. And it's because people have just took no bloody notice. But look, everybody, tickets are there. To hear somebody turn around and go, there's only 2,000 seats left on Saturday.
Oh, I heard that. Oh, yeah.
Like, how can there be 2,000 seats left? We were given 36,000. There's only 18,000 season ticket holders, and that includes the away travel members. Yes, there are people from the club, and those staff at the club deserve their tickets, right? I don't care what anybody says. They shouldn't get it. Yes, they should, because they've been through some real crap down at that club, and now things are turning good, so they deserve their tickets the same as everybody else. But stop scaremongering, because 2,000 was just ridiculous. 2,000 left. We sold 4,000.
Does all this include hospitality as well?
Yeah.
Because you got hospitality tickets, don't forget, that are sold out.
But even with the hospitality, some of the hospitality is actually Wembley themselves as well, which is also a huge gripe I've got.
Yeah. Because
how can they justify charging £89 for a Peterborough fan to do a package, which then for a Birmingham fan is £269? Exactly the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an absolute joke. So they're going about the club. The FA are ripping people off, and Wembley are ripping people off left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
but the funny thing is, we've sold ours out, and they haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Somebody said it's supply and demand. Well, no, because the price of the tickets that they're charging us is the same price of the ticket they're charging for Peterborough. So supply and demand doesn't work that way.
No.
They should charge the same. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
I mean, to be fair, to go to a final and tickets be 60 quid or less for normal is brilliant. And I mean, 10 quid for kids as well, under 16. Like, you can't, I mean, my mum's was half the price, which she thought was amazing. But I mean, I think mine came to about 48. Well, I'm not being funny. Some of the away grounds we've been to, Bolton was 30 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So,
I went to Wembley 3 times last year, and the 2 games at Solihull, I paid 30 quid for not great seats. And the Rugby League Cup final, I paid 16 quid, and that was in the gods. they were advertising the FA Cup final at Wembley, 300 the cheapest seats, and the European Cup final, tickets left 3,000 each.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the price of the ticket's not a factor. It's just getting them out the door and through the letterbox. That's really what's my gripe. I mean,
they'll just milk it. They'll milk it, won't they? They'll milk it because they know they'll sell them. They just know when they put tickets available to us, they know whatever price they sell them for, and it's a reasonable price for the tickets. But the hospitality, like Craig said, is ridiculous compared to theirs. They know, but they've done it because they know that they'll sell them.
Well, it's supply and demand, isn't it? It's, if you know you're going to sell it, you put the price up. It's like anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing as well, people are thinking that Blues have set the prices. Which is insane. It's nothing. We as a club don't set the prices.
I've read a few comments on the message board as well, so I just want to clarify one of them, which was, how does the rest of the ticketing and priority scheme and the dates work, including general sale? So the way that it stands at the moment, season ticket holders have until Friday of this week to get their tickets. On a Friday, it goes to priority 3, which, to reiterate to everyone, is those that took part in the Lincoln City FA Cup scheme when that was put into place. That will be followed by the following Tuesday the 18th of March for priority 4. Those are supporters who have attended 9 or more games. Priority 5 is Thursday the 20th of March. That's for those that have attended 6 or more games. And then general sale is due to be Monday, the 24th of March. So that's to cover off all of the timeframes that are in place.
And with Lincoln, there won't be a lot. I think there'll be 2,000 or 3,000, if that.
If that, yeah.
So if you are number 9, the 9-game ones, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine all of them anyway.
On the day though, if Peterborough have only got like 25,000 fans there, and we've got, say, over 40,000, it's going to be like David v Goliath, isn't it? And you think on the day, in the game itself, that atmosphere difference will make a big difference on the pitch as well, won't it?
You'd hope so.
Almost.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, just to reiterate to everybody, if you've got people that are in the other priorities and you want to sit with them, there is no reason that you do not buy your seat now and then you can move. Club have made that very, very clear from the outset that they will do that and accommodate people. So, keep an eye on that as well. So season ticket holders, if you're waiting for those in the next set of priorities, you can choose to wait or you can buy yours to be guaranteed it.
Well, thanks for that, because that's the thing that's bugging me. If I buy my ticket now, if I got to buy another one, when I take the 4 of them, am I going to buy another ticket and then try and give the other one away? I'm entitled to a lot, or would have been entitled to a lot better seat than I'm going to buy for the kids because I've got them all the reference numbers. So I did what you told me, and they, oh yes, that's a good idea, sir. Yeah, blah blah blah. That'll help. But it's still a worry. What do I do if I don't buy my ticket and rely on getting the 5? Then on general sale, I could come unstuck. They could say, well, we haven't got 5 seats together. We got 2 over there and 3 over there. That is
the risk. The risk of general sale, and that is it. It's general. So literally anybody can go in and get them, obviously, at that point in time, as long as they've got the client reference numbers. So
sorry, Craig, I was just about to say that. It's important that people do actually have a reference number, because I'm sure people think they can just turn up. To have any chance, you've got to have a client reference number.
Yeah. Whether you've been to a game or not nowadays, right? And this is also a clarity point that, again, just to put across.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Come on down to Boost Mobile and turn your tax refund into 6 months of savings?
Nope, all wrong. You're on the radio touting Boost Mobile's 5G network. You gotta use your radio voice, like this.
Come on down to Boost Mobile and get 6 months free when you buy 6 months on our best unlimited plans. Now you go.
This is just how my voice sounds.
Just say it like you mean it.
Okay.
Plus, enter to win up to $10,000 and double your tax refund.
Oh my.
Requires upfront payment. Taxes and fees extra. Terms and exclusions apply. Visit boostmobile.com for full offer terms and sweeps details.
If you've been to a game and you've used, somebody who's a season ticket holder couldn't go, so you've used their season ticket and you've used it for the day, you still require a client reference number. You cannot buy a ticket without it. That's the same across all of it. It don't cost anything to get a client reference number. You've just got to go and put your details onto the ticket office website, which if anybody is missing it, I will post after the show and I will put it up. But basically you go in, it takes a couple of minutes, just your personal details and contact points, then you will be given your reference number. At that point in time, when it gets to general sale, go to your heart's content. But don't think you can go on and buy 10 because you won't be able to. You'll need 10 client reference numbers. So all of this is also a way that the club can make sure that they've got a fan base that is recorded, that we know what's going on, and that is
the health and safety, Craig.
It's a health and safety thing, yeah.
So when we had one of our meetings, apparently when they first went in, the cook went to a ground and they went, how many people are at this ground? And they went, around 17,500-ish. And he went, so you don't know how many people? They went, no. And then they said, so what happens if a Hillsborough happened again? You can't account for everybody. So that's the reason why they do client reference numbers, is so that they can account for everybody. Obviously, certain people do use other people's tickets, but that's one of the main reasons why.
Mm-hmm. And Bill Mintz, just to clarify, people are saying there's 1,000 tickets left. We'll try Peterborough. If there's 1,000 tickets left, it means there's a lot of people that somewhere or other have either lost seats or there's a lot more corporate than we expect, because the numbers just do not add up.
Let's just remember, Wembley holds 90,000 people.
Yeah.
And we have 18,000 season ticket holders. And if we've sold 14,000 in one day and you've got 2,000 or 3,000 who are in priority one, that leaves 1,000 season ticket holders.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work this out in my head.
Even if you
Good job, I'm a teacher at Robe.
Even if you take 10% of what was given to the club to be corporate, right, you talk 3,700, then the 18,000 season ticket holders, that's still less than 22,000 seats. So how can there only be 1,000 left? I'm no mathematician, but that doesn't add up.
I'm just agreeing because I don't understand.
When you you lose count after you get after 10, because that's because you've lost your fingers.
There is a good point, though. I think Mick Greaves has put, do you reckon we'll have a League One ref, or do you reckon it'll be a higher one?
It'll be an EFL ref.
Yeah.
But do you reckon it'll be one of the higher ones?
Well, a championship ref, they ain't much bloody better, are they, really?
No.
Another mask, to be honest.
Oh, well, we'll see.
That clown from Saturday.
Will we have VAR in the final? Do we know that?
I don't think we're allowed to, Paul.
No, not in that.
If you don't have it,
even though it's available, we can't have touchline stuff.
No.
And goal line, you can't have goal line technology.
Really?
It's mental. Yeah.
Why?
Because we're a League One club.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's mad.
Yeah. Because
think about how many thousands of pounds it could cost teams because of the fact that goal line technology isn't available yet. The club can probably do it. Millions, yeah.
Millions.
Thing is, they've got VAR in the playoff final in the Championship, haven't they? And they don't have VAR in the Championship all season. So why can't they have it in the EFL Trophy final as well? But you know, it's
It's not. Yeah, it's sponsored. Yeah, I don't know. It must be sponsors.
Yeah. A good question came in earlier from Jack Stables, Evening Jack as well, former guest of the show, been on the show once as well in the past, and he asked the question: next season, who do we think will be moved on? Obviously at Championship level, which players do we think will move on once obviously we're in the Championship next season? He did ask that question earlier. I thought, oh, that's an interesting conversation.
I think that'll be a few.
Yeah.
Well, you got George Hall won't stay.
No.
Roberts won't stay. I don't think Bailey Peacock Powell will stay.
No.
I think Chang will be sent out on loan. Harris, I wouldn't keep.
No.
There's 5. Juki will be coach. That's 6.
Yeah. What about the likes of Dykes and people like that? Do you think Dykes will? I know he's a permanent signing, but do you think he'll play a big part next season in the Championship when he's back fit? Or obviously our ambition is to try and get promoted again. You know, a lot of these players are.
Is he a good squad player though? Would you have him just in the squad as a bit of experience? I don't know. It depends what avenue we want to go down.
To be honest, I love Bierlich, but I think he'll be gone.
Yeah, we've got the loan player. Do we think Dowell? Do we think he'll stay on? And Ben Davies at the back. We've got Newman coming in. Do we think Ben Davies might not come back next season? I don't know. I mean, he's been so good for us, but it's an interesting conversation. Alfie May. Some people are saying Alfie May as well.
I think I've got a feeling Alfie will go on as well.
I hope he doesn't though, because
I do like him.
I want to see him. I want to see what he could do in the Championship. I'm not going to say he's going to be a prolific goal scorer, but he's a workhorse. But you know, I think you're going to lose. I wouldn't go as far as saying we might be close to double figures in the numbers of players that will lose that will be moved on. But they've got to do that. But also we've got to factor in. Don't forget, we do actually have financial fair play that will kick back in again.
Yeah.
And remember, let's not forget, it's over 3 years. So even though we've made increases in revenue, that relegation season will still count. So we may see 10 go out, but you know what? It also might not bring in as many as we're all hoping it will be. Purse strings could be tight unless, of course, our wonderful owners, and they tend to have the tendency to do this, is to all of a sudden come up with this next fantastic sponsorship deal that's there to support us and bring in the extra revenue. But I wouldn't argue against any of those names that I've heard. Apart from Alfie May, I'd like to see Alfie May stay. I think Davies will probably sign on a permanent contract. And also, I think Dowell could be a fantastic Championship player.
Yeah, I do. I like him.
Yeah. I like him. Okay. Interesting.
I don't think he would be the wingard one.
No.
Personally.
No. I think him and Williamson are too similar, aren't they, I think?
Yeah. I think we need, better people who can head the ball. I think if you lose in Juki, we need somebody big up front. And I think we need someone with raw pace as well. I know we got Stano, but I think he can always play on the wing as well.
So Mark Meredith, question to you, Mark Meredith. We're away to Coventry next season. We're at 1-1. There's 10 minutes to go. We're trying to win the game. Would you rather see Dykes coming off the bench to try and get the winner or Alfie May?
Probably Dykes.
Really?
I don't know. Obviously, May's a better player. I just think that you change your game with 10 minutes to go. And if we, again, like Claire said, you need some height. Dykes is going to give you a bit more physicality than May is. But there's two arguments to it, isn't there? May's a prolific goal scorer, but you've got a little bit of game left.
Yeah, we're trying to score a goal, aren't we?
Bring them both on.
Yeah.
That was the thing. That was the thing on Saturday, wasn't it? There's just no height at all. The last 10 minutes, we had no height at all.
I sorry to interrupt, Robe. I love this idea from Warren Was a Starling. So thoughts, winner of the EFL trophy should be allowed access to the Europa Conference League. It's a way of putting money into the lower leagues and stops the average Prem teams getting even more money.
Totally agree with that. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
But then I would stop the under-21s going into it. That's what I would do. And I would make it go down to National League.
Yeah, and bring back.
Yeah, get rid of the under-21s because they don't need it. I'm sorry, they just don't need it. And this is why a lot of the clubs boycott it because of the under-21s.
Yeah.
And either just have it as League One and League Two or open up to National League and then put that in. You'll have more people wanting it, playing their first team and going for it.
Yeah, and you'll have more teams in it that you've heard of as well than what are in it at the moment. Because some of these foreign teams in that Europa Conference League, you can't even say the name, can you? Never mind, even heard of them.
Or the other thing as well, would you consider scrapping the group stage and just having it as a cup? Because those group stages, the crowds are so small.
Yeah.
Why don't you just open it as just a cup competition?
Why is it even a tournament anyway? I don't understand why it was even introduced in the first place, to be honest.
I think it's so like League One and League Two can get to a final.
No, I'm on about the Europa Conference League.
Oh, they just outside 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
No other reason, money. Yeah.
Or the other thing you could do, would you open it up to Scottish teams?
Oh, no.
Oh!
I'm going there, right?
You think we're going to Hibernian on a Tuesday night? You're joking?
No, I mean like low. Oh, ignore me.
You will.
We normally we do every week.
Who said that?
Yeah,
I'm not rolling up.
Andrew Potter, touching on what you said earlier a bit there, Claire. We need speed on the wing. We're too slow at the moment. He's absolutely right there. And for me, Anderson coming on Saturday made a big difference, didn't he? He was the difference. And yeah, certainly injected more pace. And for me as well, quality. When he gets the ball, he's so much more likely to score or get an assist, isn't he? I think.
I think Hansen played well. I just think there's sometimes I want Hansen to run at them a bit more.
Yeah.
He's very. I mean, the touch that he had when the ball was given to him was brilliant at points, and I was like, actually, first touch, mate, you got it in the bag. Yeah. But I just think Orson Keshi came on, and you could feel the crowd just go, "Oh, he's here. Here we go."
He's back.
Yeah, and I think it made such a difference, and all of a sudden, you could tell. But I mean, Gardner Hickman, that. When we get the ball in, I feel like at the moment we're very methodical. We've gone back to that again. Well, actually, when Gardner Hickman just crossed it first time and like Anderson nearly had that chance, you've got to do that a little bit more, just be a bit more 1 and 2 touch.
Yeah.
We're very methodical left and right. Just whip it in and get it in hard and low. You've got Alfie May running onto it, Stano. Because at the moment we keep putting it up in the air. Williamson can't win a header.
No.
And when Duke is not there, we haven't got the height. So I just think we need to be slightly different with our play.
Yeah. I think next season, going back to that question earlier from Jack Stables, we will see a very different team to what we are now. We're going to have at least, my opinion, I think we're going to have at least 3 or 4 new players in the starting 11 regularly.
Yeah.
Key, though, is keeping the nucleus and the spine of what we've got now. Those players that the Pakes, the Iwatas, the Stansfield, the Allsop. I know we've got Newman coming in, but in effect he's a brand new player, so you've got to keep, Clara's got to be there, Cochrane's got to be there. I just think you keep them and build on top. Even, Ipswich didn't spend loads. Ipswich didn't bring in loads of players because they'd kept the steady base that was there and they knew that they could play the football. So again, we'll talk about all these players going out, but actually, are they what you would class as our second string players? Do we need to keep all of the ones that we've got in our first 11 at the moment and build on top of those? Because at least you start the season knowing who's the person that's next to you, what do they do, how do they play? You don't lose that over a summer break.
No,
there's not over argument behind it.
Yeah. We got any other good questions or comments, Chris, on YouTube? Good evening to everyone, by the way, on YouTube. On YouTube that we haven't said on.
Here's a good one as well. Does anybody know what the prize money is for the EFL Cup?
Oh, isn't it about 100 grand?
It is exactly 100 grand.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're going to raise that money just from selling tickets.
Yeah.
Just on pot. Just
the thing, the top of the money Barry Fry offered us to wear our home kit for an extra £1 million. We'll win 100,000, but we'll lose 900,000 just by swapping kits.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I thought it was just a Papa John's pizza, but obviously they don't sponsor it.
We get a car instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Shadow wants to know what happened to that other new player. Was he Japanese? Seen nothing of him.
No.
I don't know about the new left back.
Yeah, the new left back. He's not fit, is he? I think he's just not been.
He's not match fit.
Their leagues are different to ours, though, aren't they? Don't they start at different places? So
He had one game in the under-21s, didn't he, the other night, the other afternoon?
Yeah.
The manager said as well. He said he ain't up to speed yet. So
the thing is, though, as every game goes by until we're actually promoted officially, then every game's important now, isn't it? Because the sooner we can get that done, the better, and then we don't even have to worry about. You can make as many changes as you like then, but I don't think you will, because I think you'll want to go after that points total as well.
Yeah.
The thing to remember is, though, we can't be held to ransom as well when we talk about these players. Just because we're going up doesn't mean that we're going to put an extra couple of million onto a price. We're not going to be. I think the club was ran poorly before. It's not ran poorly now, and I completely trust in Gardner and the team to get the right people through. Steve Kimberley said on the message board he'd have taken the $5 million that apparently Brentford offered for Donovan during the window. Now, I disagree with that, because he's gone into there and he has been playing extremely well. He's apparently not far off getting an opportunity of potentially reaching their first team squad at Brentford. Now, if that's the case, he's worth a lot more than £5 million. And if he's showing his worth and Brentford are truly interested in him as a player, they'll come back and they'll offer more. And at $5 million, he's pennies to a Premier League club.
Yeah.
So I think we're holding out for more than that. Wouldn't surprise me one little bit if we're not holding out for near enough double that.
So if he comes in our team and performs really well next season on that right wing and in the Championship, then he'll save us a lot of money. Because in my opinion, that's where I think we need an out right winger that I'd like to see us go and spend big on if we can.
Yeah.
Do another marquee signing, like another Stansfield sort of signing. That's what I'd like to see, a right winger. And maybe Keshi on the left, or Keshi backing up whoever's on the right. But we'll see what happens. But it's certainly exciting, and it's nice to think that we've got the manager's going to get backed, isn't he, to recruit?
Yeah.
So, Bill Mintz just said he hopes that the club starts to release Wembley merchandise. Well, they already have. Claire's kindly modelling one of the tops there today.
And
they've got the shirts, haven't they, as well?
You got the cup as well. How much was that?
You asked me that. There we go.
Robe, it's 25, mate. It's written on the front.
I prefer Chris Brown's t-shirt. Chris, show us.
Yeah. And the Tilton Talk mugs are show the mugs next week as well. Yeah. There we go.
There's a couple of mugs on here today, Chris.
One of them's in the middle of the screen from what I can see from this angle.
There's loads more coming in the shop.
Craig.
At which point I've changed. Yeah, I'm not. It's not the middle anymore. It's the one with the beard, and I don't mean the one with the grey beard or the going grey beard.
Anyway, moving on.
So we've got more than one person with a beard here, Craig.
That's why I said not the one with the grey beard, and not the one with the going grey beard.
The going grey.
You're the going grey, right? That's it, Meredith.
Yeah. The other week I asked on here, didn't I, our top 3 ever centre-half partnerships? Okay, remember that?
Hmm?
So I now want to ask everybody and all our viewers, who are your top 3 ever Blues right-backs in your lifetimes that you've seen play for us?
Right.
I know number one.
Not in no particular order either. I want to know your best one, second best one.
Stevie Carr, number 1.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, nobody's touched him as number 1, is there?
John Frayne, number 2.
John Frayne, probably.
John Frayne, he was a left back, Mark.
Yeah, him as well.
What you say, Al?
I said Gary Rowe at number 2, and I can never remember his name. The Irishman that lifted the where we got promoted.
David Langan.
No. Oh, Jeff Kenner.
Jeff Kenner.
I think I'll have to agree with you there, Alan. That's my
that's a
timeline. Maxine Collin would probably.
What did you say?
I agree. Yeah, for the first time ever.
He was sat right by me on Saturday. Jeff Kenner.
Was he?
And he's looking well. Yeah.
Laird would be up there as well for them.
Right.
Ian Clayton has said Stevie Carr, Gary Rowett, and for all of his hard work, Jerry Gill.
Yeah, good shout.
Dave Langan's come up on a couple of occasions. So Andy Banner said Dave Langan, Stevie Carr, and Laird. Benji Smith has gone for Carr, Colin, and Laird. What else have we got? Oh, there's a new name to the list. Gary Paul.
Yeah,
Carr and Rowett. Fraser Higgins.
Isn't Ian Clarkson? Isn't Ian Clarkson going to get mentioned?
Clarkson should be in there. Yeah, I would have thought.
Clarky definitely should be there.
Guest, yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
Nicky Eden, he's another one.
Scott Hiley, Mick Greaves. Well, do you know what I mean? He does score very highly, but I thought it was in the worst ever team, and that's Ferdinand Coley. Kevin Ashley, that's a great shout as well.
Kevin Ashley,
and also a friend of the show.
Yeah,
That's fun.
Yeah, we've had some good players, haven't we, at right back over the year.
Yeah.
Chris Rowe, Jeff Hall.
Jeff Hall, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'd have to go Carr, Rowett, and I'm struggling on number 3. It's between Clarkson and Maxime Colin for me, and then I'm also thinking of Jeff Kenner and Nicky Eden as well. No, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Jeff Kenner as well. Yeah.
Claire didn't pick Ethan Laird, did she?
I have. I said.
You did.
Oh, she did. I'm sorry.
I said, Alan, I'd have to agree with you for my lifetime, like before, but Laird would be up there.
And then, as she was saying it, there was the sudden spurge of love hearts that appeared across Facebook's page. And no
but I missed it last week, and he scored, didn't he? See, everyone slated him and hated him. I stuck by him, and now nobody can say he's rubbish anymore. Well done, Ethan. Thank you.
Oh, he's a good one. Mark Dennis. Was he right back?
No, he's a left back.
Yeah.
Cadiz.
Cadiz.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Cadiz.
Paul Cadiz, good player.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, Rowett never wasted a ball, did he? He was perfect.
No, Rowett
never wasted a pass.
Rowett was quality.
Really he was perfect. Was the statement? He was perfect.
We had Jukey Stamen last week, and now we've got Rowett this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, Robe's looking so smug for himself. What
did he say about Jukey?
Oh, we can't repeat it.
No,
I missed it.
We can't repeat that.
Repeat it. No.
Yeah, but all I can say is it involved the dark room. I mean, it was really scary.
Yeah, we have a
lawsuit pending.
Good shout from Fraser Higgins, but I don't think it's based on his Blues career. Steve Finnan.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well. Overall, yeah.
He's probably had the best career out of all of our right backs, any that played for us in our history.
Graves has said Scott Hiley. God, all these names are now coming in as all these players that you forget about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granger was left back, wasn't he?
Yeah, Granger left back. Yeah. Robe, why is that shirt doing like a strongman pose?
It's symbolic. It's saying like, "Come on, Mark, it'll be all right."
He's ain't got his claret flag.
I think this is quite easy, so it's going to be a quick one. So listen, here we go.
Well, I didn't get on with Ron, and I didn't like the style of football. It was they call it pub football these days, and I just didn't.
Oh, swear again.
You didn't get on with Ron Saunders.
No,
that was your clue.
And he's Irish.
David, right back.
Langan.
Well done. That was too easy, wasn't it? There we go.
Was it Dave Langan? Yeah,
it was indeed Dave Langan. Yeah. On the phone to us. 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Was it before my time then?
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Mark Brooks. The person, the picture wasn't Beau Brummie. Well, actually, it was before we changed him to now looking like what he looks like now.
I asked Beau Brummie that question actually in the fan park, and he just shoved his shoulders at me. Do you prefer your new or your old look? And he just went. He did the Karanka on me, like shrugged his shoulders.
Probably Harley Dean in there.
Yeah. Okay, so should we go early with predictions? We got obviously Stevenage at home tomorrow night, followed by Northampton away on Saturday. Claire, do you want to start us off?
I think Stevenage will be a tougher game than we think. When we had them in the cup, they were a decent side, to be fair. I think it'll be 2-1.
Okay.
And Northampton, I'm going to go 3-0 Blues.
When was the last time we conceded a goal at home?
Newcastle.
In the league, you mean?
Was it Northampton?
Was it
in the last?
Was it Rotherham?
Or Rotherham?
Rotherham scored first, didn't they?
Did they? I can't
It was Rotherham, yeah.
It's been a while, though, isn't it? It's been a while ago.
Yeah.
Look, that's not another quiz, by the way. That was just a question.
Everyone's looking at the answer now.
Yeah, I was going to say the answers come through as Bo Brummie.
Go on then, Robe. Give us your predictions.
I think tomorrow will be a lot tighter than we think. I'm going to say 2-1 tomorrow to Blues, and then I think we'll scrape it at Northampton 1-0.
Okay. Mark Meredith?
1-0 both, I'm going to take.
That'll do. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is right as well. We get a lot of 1-0s, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Chairman?
I remember saying earlier in the season, I'll take as many 1-0s as you can offer me. But I've got to admit now, I'm getting a bit fed up of them. But yes, I think a 1-0 tomorrow is a very likely result. And maybe we'll get 2 or 3 on Saturday, because we're after that game here, we have Northampton something, don't we? So yeah.
Okay.
I'll say 3.
Okay. 3-0.
Yeah. Oh, we don't concede goals. What are you talking about?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Craig?
I'm going to go with what Ray O'Brien said, actually, and that's I reckon 2-0 on both. I just think we'll just get them over the line.
Yeah, I'll agree with 2-0 tomorrow, but I think we'll win 3-1 on Saturday. Okay, Chris?
I think Alan's just put the kiss of death on that, hasn't he? So saying that we don't leak goals. So I'm going to go 1-0 tomorrow, and I'll go 2-1
on Saturday. Yeah,
on Saturday.
Yeah. And on the message boards, we've got Ian Clayton said 3-0 tomorrow. Taylor Garden Hickman scoring the first goal, but he hasn't said for Saturday. Steve Kimberley's going 3-0 on both games to Blues. Bill Mint, 3-0 tomorrow, 2-0 on Saturday. Already mentioned Ray's, where he said 2-0 on both. Maureen has said 2-0 tomorrow, 1-1 on Saturday. Mike Hill's going for Blues 2-1 tomorrow, 3-1 to Blues on Saturday. Paul McCarthy is gone for 2-0 Blues and 3-0 Blues. Daniel Ruin has said that it's going to be 1-0 in both games. Mick Greaves, 1-1 tomorrow, he said. Alfie May's going to score. Ray Cornish, 2-0 tomorrow and 2-0 on Saturday. Mick Greaves has said now it's going to be 2-0 on Saturday. Anderson and Iwata scoring. And Jason Hughes is coming with the highest one yet. 4-0 tomorrow and 1-1 on Saturday. And then finally, Ian Clayton, 4-1 he's saying on Saturday. So everybody's going for the positive results. So,
yeah. I think, would we say, is it fair to say that Stephen Carr got voted the best right back at the club more times than anybody else as number 1? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that's a correct answer in my opinion as well. But final question as well for the show, for all our viewers and everyone here. Who is our player? As we enter obviously the last third of the season now in the business end, don't think it's too early to ask at this stage who is our player of the season so far.
Cochrane.
He's mine as well.
He's the player that's played the most minutes. Touch wood, he carries on. I think generally every game you're rating him 7 or 8, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that he's just quality, just in general. I just think for a player to play the minutes he does. But then, you could have about 5 or 6 of them, couldn't you? Clara, Alsop, Pake, Iwata.
Yeah. Stansfield.
Most improved, Anderson, Laird.
Yeah. Laird, I'd say Laird for the second half of the season has been definitely.
Laird would be my young player.
Yeah, definitely the most improved player, I would say Laird is.
Taylor Gardner Hickman's going to give him a run for that, Claire.
I think
the award, if Laird gets young player, I will personally congratulate him.
Congratulate him anyway, even if you don't get it.
I'll just congratulate him anyway for just being around.
Yeah, she'll just do what she did last year and just stand there going, I can have a picture.
I was, I went behind. I told him that
It was the proper girly moment. Have a picture, please.
I just have fangirl moments, Craig. I can't help it, sorry.
I'd like to see Cochrane get a goal before the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd love him to score. Yeah, I'd love that.
Top it all off with that left peg he's got. He can do that, can't he?
Give him the last kick. We have a free kick. Give it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Tara's due a goal as well.
Yeah. He hit a good volley on Saturday, didn't he, Cochrane? But it was just it just went a little bit, wayside, didn't it? And went off one of their players, I think. But yeah, I'd like to see.
Say as well, we haven't mentioned Paik getting his international call up again.
Yeah.
Considering, I think there were rumours at the start of the season that if he didn't move, he'd never play for his country again. And he's got his call up. It's well deserved. It stands out an absolute mile. But he's congratulations to him and for the other. And actually, there's a question. Next international, will we end up having an international break, or will we play the game?
I'd rather play it. We've got nowhere to play.
They won't play the game. There's too many internationals. But the problem's going to be is we're going to have that game and the Blackpool game when we go to play in the final. So we're going to have to play 3 games in a week for the last 2 weeks of the season. So it's going to be like a Tuesday night and a Thursday night game. It looks like the way it's going.
But if you think about it, though, Mark, think about it. You've got Dykes is injured. If Stano's out, Pake's out, Willem's out, Samstead. Is there any more?
Stansfield, where's it? Oh, is he under?
He goes under 21.
21, and they play England.
So we've still got a decent team. I think he'll play. I mean, I can't say that we know anything.
He got Farrell out, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he can go. We've got Mayo, but like
you got Mayo, yeah. And
do you know what I mean? I would play it.
I don't see at start of the season you'd have said for forever, but let's face it,
I've not seen Mayo.
Things are sure enough done by then. Why wouldn't we play it?
I've not seen Mayo play, but I've heard he spreads himself pretty well.
Hey.
I'm here all week.
Been waiting for that the whole show.
He's been dying to say that. He's been absolutely dying. He's kept that one in his you know what I mean?
Come on, Paul, for hell, man. What are you doing?
Man, if he heard these, flip his lid.
We're waiting for the punchline, Mark. Go on, tell us the punchline.
Actually, have we all noticed that Robe's put the arm of his shirt over the curtain today? It looks like
a teapot.
It actually looks like he's trying to cover the vents, keep the heating in.
No. Keep saying like it's symbolic. It's the badge saying, come on, Mark, you'll be all right.
Is that your friend, Mark?
That's it, yeah. It's his invisible friend. He's up there in the corner. We haven't mentioned as well, I've got to shout it out. Obviously, Saturday's game was her game too. So well done to everyone that was part of that, and to Helena on the pitch for her interview was absolutely superb.
Yeah, big up to Helena and Georgia. Indeed. Well said. You represented everyone really, really well, so thank you.
And Sunday is the Her Game 2 game for Birmingham ladies. Now, we're a brilliant weekend. We didn't play, but the team that had an opportunity to get up close to us didn't get the result. So actually, we go into Sunday now even more in a better position. And sitting top, it could come down to that final game of the season against the London City Lionesses, which is at St Andrews, for the team that gets promoted. Let's hope it doesn't get to that, though. So if you can get down on Sunday, it is the Her Game 2 special. Tickets are still available. It's coming back, the ladies. Let's get a result over the line and see them stay in top of that table. And let's go with that double promotion at the end of the season, because it'd be absolutely brilliant to have the men up in the championship and the women in their top tier. So if you can get down there, please do. And if you've got any groups, associations, or schools, anything at all like that, give me a shout, and we'll see if we can sort tickets for the game for you as a thank you for coming down as well.
It was good to see him there as well on Saturday. Amy Merricks came out, didn't she, on the pitch at half time, and the players were sat not far from me in hospitality as well. So, yeah, they were all there, the squad and Amy as well. Before I forget as well, I want to wish one of my all-time heroes, an absolute England legend, Stuart Pearce, a very speedy recovery as well.
That was a shocker.
Yeah. He was mid-flight on his way back from Vegas to Heathrow, those who don't know, and he was on a Virgin Atlantic flight and taken ill, and the flight had to divert to Canada, didn't it? And he's been in hospital since, but apparently he's in good spirits, isn't he? And he's doing okay.
Stable, yeah.
If anybody's going to pull through that sort of thing, it's going to be him, isn't it?
It's going to be him, isn't it, Chris? Yeah, what a player he was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And hope to see him back on TalkSport and across all sort of social media platforms and TV as soon as possible. Also, really good to see Mikel Antonio out there as well in front of the West Ham tonight. Yeah. Emotional, isn't it? He was a very lucky man as well.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully we'll see him back in a football shirt and playing soon as well. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Any other points we want to go over before we wrap up?
No, I think we've more or less covered everything, haven't we? It's been a busy old show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very busy old show. Yeah.
Blown by, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks everybody for joining in tonight. And great stuff. Good banter.
Do give us a follow as well on obviously our Facebook channel and also YouTube as well. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do.
Yep.
There's other content that's added in as well throughout. So please do so
and follow the podcast as well, which is available on all most podcast platforms, because there's a little bit of extra stuff on that people don't know about.
There's some good classic old shows as well, isn't there? Like Barry Fry and
there's loads.
It's been a few years. I think it's been 5 years since we had Jeff Horsfield and Martin O'Connor as well in the studio. And that was the other day, wasn't it? And
sure, yeah.
Those that haven't seen that show, do go back through the archives on YouTube. Just type in Tilton Talk Show. I only said Stuart Pearce there. Tilton Talk Show. Jeff Horsfield, Martin O'Connor, and it will come up. And it was a great show back in the 2020, wasn't it? Just before COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to go back a little bit further, you can do, and you don't have to listen to Robe at that point, so they get better. At that point, you were just getting the guests, and I was hiding in the background at that point in time. Yeah, I was just building up. Yeah,
you were the tea boy almost, weren't you? That's
I was. Yeah, I was the person that got the thank you that nobody ever saw. Mark Meredith, you was in your Speedos on a Monday night instead, but you seen your swimming pool. He's still in his Speedos. You never know.
I need to dig out Robe's first appearance. That was a good one as well.
His debut.
That was on. That was after. I think we played Derby away, and not that I'm sad enough to remember it, but I do remember it. Yeah,
a picture of it on his wall.
Yeah, it's on canvas.
Wasn't his first appearance when he was just his picture in the TV when he was the fan of the week, Chris?
Yeah,
you're spot on. You're spot on. Yeah, it was.
And I remember Chris said, "Look, he's a scruffy guy, isn't he?"
Yeah, he'll do.
He'll do. Claire, your first show, Claire.
I phoned in the first time. I had to face you against Was it? Remember when we used to do where you used to say who was what? Craig got me his phone, and then it was like, "Come on," and then that's it.
Yeah, you had a list of all the players in front of you, didn't you, at the same time?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That was funny.
They were all in here.
Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. It's right, not. Yes, it is 8 o'clock.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've been the Tilton Talk Show. Have a good week, and hopefully we're 6 points better off this time next week. It's good night from me, and it's good night from Mark Meredith.
Thanks, Paul. Good night from me, and it's a good night from Claire Giblin.
It's a good night from me, and it's good night from the chairman.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
She picked me. And it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from Paul.
And I hope you've got your tickets this time next week, Alan, as well.
It's a good night. Paul, he said. Paul started.
I started it, Al. Night from Craig Courtney.
Yeah, it's a good night from me. And, well, we'll go over to the person with the best beard on here that's left, and that's Chris Browne.
Oh, thanks. Is there anybody left after me?
No, we go with nobody that we care about.
Did I get it wrong again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's from me.
Watching West Ham and Newcastle.
I'm sure there's somebody else, I'm sure.
And it's a good night from Robe.
My big moment. I'd like to say good night to everyone, really, and everyone listening.
You was about to thank your family and friends then, weren't you?
I've got an acceptance speech here. No, just
it's not an ask, you know.
Please.
Your friends, you mean they're about to sleep?
So, all right, Alan. All right. I know you're down there in Sussex, but I know where you live. Just like to say, have a good week, everyone. Enjoy the games. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week. Here's the 6 points.
And Bill Meach just said there's only 59 tickets left for Wembley now.
That's a few cellmates there.
We'll all get a ticket, don't worry.
What are you buying?
Well, there's a strong chance we'll get a ticket.
I still have robes.
What?
I've got robes, Bard.
I'm not barred, am I?
I told you're going to sit on the tow bar.
Does anyone know any good wheelbarrows for sale?
Sit on the tow bar, put a smile on your face.
Hey Rob, you can come with me, Mark. Everyone's so nasty to you. You can come with me, sir.
Yeah. We'll play card games in a wheelbarrow all the way down to Wembley.
You can push me.
We'll play Happy Families and Rummy Cub down Wembley Way.
Play what?
Good night.
Night.
Ta-da.
Right. We off.
We off?
Hang on. And we are off.
Are we off? Are we off? Yes.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Guys, I have to go, so I got to take my son had ACL surgery. I got to take him back to the hospital for.
Oh right.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's all right.
Okay,
yeah, he's good. He's just in a lot of pain. He only had it Friday, but they want to change his bandage now. So I didn't want to miss another show because my dad told me off last week.
Yeah.
Said you guys were talking about me. So
yeah.
They had more views than me and you, weren't I?
Yeah. I don't know
what happened there, Claire.
It was a freak week, that was.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Yes,
I'm going to go too. See you later. All the best.
Al.
Hello.
If you get any problems and you can't sort the ticket, drop me a text and I'll see if I can get the ticket manager to give you a call.
All right.
Because it sounds as though it's to do with your client reference number rather than anything else, because that would explain why it won't sell it to you. So, but they'll have all the details. So if you get no joy, drop me a text and I'll reach out to her for you.
Okay. One good thing that happened Saturday, the train stopped at Bordsley.
Yes.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah.
Which was great going. Shortened my walk by quite a bit. But I still had to go back to Moore Street because if I'd have tried to get on at Bordsley, I wouldn't have got a seat. So I got on a half-empty train at Moore Street and had a comfortable ride. A lot of Albion supporters on there, and I didn't realise they'd done exactly the same as us, 1-0 with a penalty.
Okay.
Most of them got off at Banbury, which is
you know, mate, we don't care about them really.
Don't give stuff.
All right. Oh, well then.
Right then, guys.
Oh, speak to you later.
See you next week.
Ooh, got
Speak to you next week.
Oh, it's better.
Just as Robe's leaving as well.
No. Craig.
It's gone.
Oh, is he gone?
No.
Okay.
6 minutes gone. It's still West Ham 0, Newcastle 0. West Ham should be 2 up, but they're not. Okay, gentlemen. Great.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good week.
The highlight of my week is over. God bless you.
God bless you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers out.
So I'll order another 10 then.
What's this for, Wembley?
No, oh God, no.
Yeah. Have you not heard? According to social media, the OSC has got 5,000 seats given to us.
Oh, wow.
really?
I've never bothered moaning about it then.
I know. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. I've got the best seats in the house, apparently.
Craig? Craig?
Yeah, go on.
You know the coach to Wembley? What time is it?
Yours?
Yesterday.
Put right into these, Mark. You shouldn't.
Your coach. Your coach. It leaves at 5 to 9 in the evening.
Oh,
it's the number 11.
Number 11.
And it's going to St.
Yeah, it's going to St Andrews school. 9 o'clock, mate. That's the plan.
That's early.
You've been serious?
Yep.
You know, don't kick off till 3.
Yeah, but there's no trains.
Oh yeah.
So all these people that want to go, from Solihull to Wembley, there's no direct train. They're going to have to catch a train apparently to.
You gotta go to Euston,
Warwick or Leamington, and then change there to then go down. But it's not stopping at Wembley. It's going straight into Marylebone. Yeah, Euston line. There's trains running, but the strikes, so they're going to be a very limited service.
Don't tell me this, Craig. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. GWR, Claire, so I don't know where you're going, but stay away from GWR because they're the ones that are striking.
Yeah, great restaurant.
Just to be, what are they called? Aviva.
Oh, Arriva, yeah.
Arriva, you should be all right.
Yeah, Riva and Chilton, isn't it?
Where I think I'm going.
Isn't that what Speedy Gonzales used to say?
Arriva.
I've just noticed Claire's got a Wembley top on. Look,
I have, look. I bought one of my new ones. Do you like it?
Does it say always Wembley?
No, I'm not Robe.
Robe said that's nice. That he fucking loves everything.
No, Claire.
Hello.
Where did? How much was that? 15 quid.
I don't know. My mum went in and just went, "How many do you want?" And I said 2, and then she liked another one, so we bought 3. We just third it. I think it was it 15 or 20 quid. It's very rare, yeah.
They got some. They got some decent Blues hoodies unbranded for
60.
25, just with
25.
25 quid, just plain royal blue without they're not Nike or anything. Just got the Blues badge on. That's it. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, because we were saying in our meetings that we need some lower budget stuff.
Yeah.
So they have listened.
Yeah. How you doing, Mark Meredith? All right.
Good. You?
I'm all right. Yeah. I'm good.
So, Mr. Meredith, Mr. Adams has just asked what time the coach is leaving Solihull. So I've told him it's 5 to 9. On the evening.
15
tomorrow.
So you're going with them, are you, Mark?
Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, all right, Al.
Here he is.
He's in the dark.
You can't hear us. Can't hear you, Mr. Chairman. He's run off.
On mute.
Actually, Craig, I've got another question for you. Is Adam
I'm
going on?
not going to be your friend. I've told you. Stop asking in front of people.
Adam's going on our coach. Yes, Roby is. I'll answer you.
Oh, he is.
Oh, you and him are on coach 5.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I've spoken to the coach coming today. I've sorted you the absolute dog's bollock seats. You're going to love them.
Really?
Yeah.
By the toilet.
It's underneath. We can then shut you up and not let you out.
In the toilet.
Al, you're on mute, Al.
Long as you get me to Wembley on time.
Alan, you're on. Oh, can you hear me, Al? Nod if you can hear me, because you're on mute. Yeah, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'll try and get.
Nothing. You can hear us. There he is.
There he is.
How you doing?
Well, I've just spent 5 hours trying to get through to Birmingham with my ticket, but without luck. I won't answer the phone. My contraption. You get so far, you pick your tickets out, and then it doesn't let you go to the basket and buy the damn things. So I'm not very happy. So what's new?
Is this your season ticket seats, Al?
I don't know when I'm supposed to start. I wanted 5 tickets, right? So that didn't happen. So I said, well, I'll just get my 1 ticket that I know I'm entitled to. Still the same business.
Well, online on Friday, you're trying to get the one on Friday on its own? Because Friday was 1.
I tried Friday. I tried again today.
Have you matched it up with your reference number, Al?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what happened to my dad. He was trying to get one, and it wasn't matched up to the same reference number as it should have been. That's why he couldn't buy it.
Well, I must admit, I've had trouble with my reference numbers.
Didn't you sign up again when the app was released?
Pardon?
When the app came out, because everybody, when the app came out, we all had to sign up, didn't we? We all had to put it in again. Some people's accounts didn't match over.
Yeah, they're duplicated. That's what happened to my dad.
Yeah, so I wonder whether it's happened to yours. So when you log in, do you put the password for your client reference number for your season ticket?
Well, I put my client number in, yeah.
Gone 6:30, ain't it, Chris?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Chill up your gobs. Chill up your gobs. Here we go.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
This episode is sponsored by Boost Mobile. It's James and Fuhad from Shits and Gigs podcast, and we're here to talk about Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country. With compelling deals for new lines, Boost Mobile makes it easy to switch today. Boost Mobile's new network delivers customers the speed and service they'd expect from the big three, plus groundbreaking benefits you'd only get from a true challenger in the industry. These include letting people try the network risk-free for 30 days and offering a $25 per month unlimited plan that's guaranteed to never go up in price. They have blazing fast 5G and plans for all the latest devices. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store and find us online at boostmobile.com.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.